Today we begin with the weather forecast. Partly sunny skies with only a 20% chance of showers. The high is 84 degrees Fahrenheit and the low is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. As Jamie would normally say, please do not forget to walk with your umbrellas as it might just rain.
You're a fast learner. Who would believe that this is your first day? I don't believe it myself. What's that feeling like?
Ooh, I would say I tried my best to get rid of the nerves. So I think I'm really good for today. And I practice and I practice. I got my new script, so I practice and practice so I can be on point today.
All right, you're going to be on point, and I'm going to roast you all day. So it's part of the hazing process. Right? And you learn. I realized that you were getting motivated to come back at me.
Yes. I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'm scared, Kortensia. I'm actually very scared. All right, so we're moving on with the latest in local news. Fourth COVID-19 wave contained, says Dr. Laws, as new cases continue to decline. This from SKNIS. Newly diagnosed cases of COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis continue to steadily decline as health officials move forward with the successful roll out vaccination campaign while promoting non-pharmaceutical measures to reduce the spread of the deadly virus that has claimed 37 lives in the Federation. Over the period of January 26th to February 1st, 2022, there were 115 cases detected with 322 recoveries. In contrast, newly diagnosed cases stood at 305 with 936 recoveries between the period January 18th to 25th, 2022. The number of cases is going down, and we are happy for this, says Dr. Laws. We are doing quite a good job in terms of containing the fourth wave of COVID-19 infections that started Christmas Eve, 2021. It's hard to believe that,
I know.
2021. All right, so yeah. This, of course, came by way of the NEOC briefing, the recent NEOC briefing. I think it was on February 2nd. So there is some good news at the end of the horizon. Silver lining, I would say.
Oh. Nevis Island Administrative press release stated, 18 young men and women have successfully completed the 7th cycle to the Yes to Success Skills Training and Diversion Program, hosted by the Department of Social Development in the Nevis Island Administration. Successful participants of the Yes to Success Skills Training and Diversion Program 7th cycle at a closing ceremony held on February 3rd, Honorable Eric Eveling, Minister of Youth and Community Development, said he is exceptionally proud of the program as it affords young persons an opportunity to learn marketable technical skills to gain employment or become entrepreneurs. We're living in an era now, whereas administration and as a ministry, we must respond to the needs of our young people, and this program, Yes to Success, is a direct response to our young people. He commended the participants for availing themselves of the opportunity to make themselves more employable, and the management and staff of the department for working diligently and consistently to ensure young persons get access to quality training.
All right, so that's quite a good story.
Yeah, indeed. The governor of Central Bank the other day, he was saying soon we're going to have students with 30 plus subjects and nowhere to place them. So he was employing young people to get technical skills because it's going to be needed.
I absolutely agree. I mean, when you and I were in school, I'm sure that you remember this, technical subjects tended to be second place to like the sciences or the business subjects and so on.
Everybody wanted the subjects.
20 years later, you're looking at it and you're saying, but you guys make more money than we do.
Exactly.
And everybody needs those people.
Exactly, because they can go from one job to the other and finish it in time and make more money. Yeah, you're correct. Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you're young out there and you're getting the benefits of training, go for it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good thing to do. All right, so we do have time for one more local story, and it is this, coming from Win Media. Public officials set the record straight on local HIV-positive cases. Strong public sentiments were shared on local social media platforms recently with the claims of a dramatic increase in the number of positive HIV and AIDS cases in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Data from the St. Kitts Health Promotion Unit reveals that there have been 73 new cases of HIV and AIDS in the Federation from 2017 to 2021. In 2017, there were 12 new infections, 13 for the years 2018 and 2019, 20 new infections in the year 2020, and 15 for 2021. The Nevis Health Promotion Unit provided a detailed summary of the HIV and AIDS cases for the island of Nevis. From 1987 to 2021, there have been 80 cases, 40 males and 40 females. The number of new infections for 2021 was 2, 1 male and 1 female, and for 2020, there were 3 new infections, 1 male and 2 females. The number of clients in care and treatment was 21, 12 males and 9 females. So some statistics rounding us out, of course, at the end of the latest in local news. And we will be back with more regional news on Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You're watching Good Morning SKN. Now we move on to the latest in regional news. Antigua and Barbuda's replanting of lost mangroves set to begin this year from the Observer, Antigua. The replanting of mangrove wetlands will be on the National Parks Authority's agenda for 2022, along with public awareness and education. Speaking on February 2nd during the observance of World Wetlands Day held under the theme Wetlands Action for People and Nature, marine biologist Ruelo Camacho said plans have been made to restore mangroves in areas where they have either been destroyed or compromised over the years. One of our priorities on our work plans for this year is to start to do some replanting exercises again at these different spots, where we have identified that it has been removed in the past or we have seen some major threats, and we are hoping to start to get some replanting done in those areas so we can reconnect the ecosystem and ensure that it is providing the best service that they can, Camacho told the Observer AM show. He believes that many residents are oblivious to the extent of the damage sustained by wetlands, as balancing the development with conservation has been a priority.
Interesting story indeed, focusing on the environment that way.
Yeah, and mangroves are important to the ecosystem. They prevent erosion and they help to build the soil.
I love the lesson that you're giving me. I want to see more of that. I love that. Told you I was hazing you today. All right, so we are continuing with the latest in international news, and this one from Reuters. A smiling Queen Elizabeth kicked off celebrations for the 70th anniversary of her accession to the British throne by inviting local community groups on Saturday to her Sandringham residence in the east of England. Sunday will mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, a first for a British monarch. Elizabeth, 95, became the Queen of Britain and more than a dozen other realms, including Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, on the death of her father, King George VI, on February 6, 1952, while she was in Kenya on an international tour. The Queen's guests at Sandringham included Angela Wood, who, as a cookery student in 1953, helped to create Coronation Chicken, a curry and mayonnaise-based dish invented to celebrate Elizabeth's reign, and that is still enjoyed today. I want to know if we have mayonnaise in the studio, by the way, just a second, because you guys might want us to, do that again. I have no idea if they want us to recreate it, but you never know, right? So we're continuing. The Queen, wearing a light blue dress, also cut a celebratory cake baked by a local resident and heard a rendition of Congratulations, played by a concert band, Buckingham Palace said. Elizabeth has continued to carry out official duties well into her 90s, but has been seen little in public since she spent a night in the hospital last October for an unspecified ailment and was then instructed by doctors to rest. So, 95-year-old Queen.
So that means her reign began at 25. Pretty young, huh?
Okay, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
And I have to say, I think that she is one of those people that, well, for my entire lifetime, other generations, of course, we've looked to her as an icon, as someone, as a pillar of virtue, the royal family, of course, not without its own scandals sometimes, it seems. But nonetheless, they always seem to emerge from it very well and with
She's
dignity.
held it together well. Powerful woman, huh?
Well, you would know a thing or two about that one, too.
Indeed, but she's done well. She's done well, and she has exceeded her husband in life. May his soul rest in peace, but good leader herself, I would say.
Absolutely agree. All right, well, there you have it for the latest. We'll be back with more Good Morning SKN in a moment. See you on the other side of the break.
Next, please.
Good morning, Mommy. How are we today?
We are okay. I brought in Bobby to get her first HPV vaccine to secure her from this cancer-causing menace. I'm just trying to make sure my girls have a chance at enjoying life, you know?
You look unsure about something. Are you okay?
I'm a little nervous. My boyfriend found a lump here the other day, and now I'm freaking out.
I understand how you feel, but let's take care of Bobby first. First, let me explain about this vaccine, the HPV vaccine. The HPV vaccine protects both boys and girls. This vaccine can prevent most cases of cervical cancer and some cases of sexually transmitted infections. Mommy, that's it for Bobby. Can we talk privately for a few minutes? It's really good that you told me about your boyfriend finding the lump. I'm glad that you weren't too scared. Mommy, when was the last checkup? I mean, which includes your breast examination and the pap smear.
Honestly, I don't know anything about pap smears. Is that something you do during childbirth? Because if that's the case, I would have done it twice, right?
A pap smear is an examination of your vagina and the pelvis area. It should be done for females between the ages 18 to 69 at least once a year. The World Health Organization recommends that the doctor or nurse that is doing the examination remove the cells from the cervix and check for any abnormal cells, cancer, and the human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer. If females get regular tests, anything unusual or abnormal can be treated and seen in its early stages. The girls are being vaccinated before age 13 to reduce the risk of getting cervical cancer. Women tested early and girls vaccinated can help us end cervical cancer. Don't be afraid. It's a simple examination which will be over very soon. Come on, let's get tested.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Last month, it was announced that one of our very own, Dariella Warner Ventura, received results of exceptional performance on the 2021 Law Unit 1 exam. She placed second on the regional merit list. That is second in the entire Caribbean. The entire nation joined hands in congratulating her on such a stellar performance. Today, we warmly welcome Dariella Warner Ventura to Good Morning SKN's Youth Power. Hopefully, hearing about her achievement will empower us to pursue our own ambitions. Good morning, Dariella.
Good morning.
Congratulations, firstly.
Thank you very much.
So you are second in the entire Caribbean. Has that sunk in as yet?
Not really. I don't think I've accepted it as yet.
You have not. Okay.
What was your reaction like when you heard the news, though, Dariella?
I was quite shocked, I would say. I was quite shocked. I would say I didn't expect it to happen, especially with all the feelings I had going into the exam and leaving the exam. I wasn't quite sure about my performance in the exam. So when I got the message, because I got it through a message, I couldn't believe it. I watched it again and again, and then I went on the actual site to make sure like it wasn't no error or mistake, and I was overwhelmed with joy and shock. Really, I ended up calling my father to tell him.
Well, he must have been shocked as well, right?
Are you naturally gifted? Or did you prepare with intention to place in the region?
I wouldn't say I'm naturally gifted, but I would say I can, in a sense, do my schoolwork. I prepared, but I didn't have that aim in mind. I don't really have those aims because they stress me out a lot. So I normally just study to try and do my best and exert as much as I can for myself and for those that really see a lot in me. They see what I cannot see at times. And I try to be as humble as possible so I don't really be like, okay, yeah, I am naturally gifted, I want to do this.
No, I like that. I want to go back to something you said earlier, Dariella. You mentioned the feelings that you had going into and leaving the examination room. What can you tell us about those feelings?
I didn't feel as prepared as I wanted to be. I felt like I could have done more. I wish I could have done more. And then when I was in the exam, there was a question in particular, like it was really, there was a battle as to what I should have chose. And I began like forgetting things that I was practicing and that was kind of stressing me out. And then when I reached the question, I was going to rewrite the entire question and erase the other that I had. But I was like, no, let me calm down. I won't let my emotions overwhelm me and get the better of me. And at least for once, I would have some sort of confidence in what I'm writing. So I just stopped writing what I wanted to write over, and I just left the exam. I was like, hopefully I pray that everything goes well, that what I wrote is what should have been written, and then the fruits of my writing came. I was quite shocked.
I can hear it in your voice.
So Dariella, what was your preparation like for your exam? I heard you say that you wrote something, you wanted to change it, but you stuck to it. So did you stick to a particular study regimen while you were preparing for your exam?
Yes, I did. I had about 5 subjects to study for. So I would have like prior to the exam, like a time period that I allotted to like each subject. And I did that like double. Like, so I went over the material once and then again. And then I think I had about maybe 5 days, less, more, I'm not sure, I don't remember, between my last exam and my law exam. And between that period of time, I just began practicing like different past paper questions, looking at different formats of like writing law essays and stuff, just to really get into the exam mode.
Well, it seemed to work out very well for you. We're going to continue this discussion after a brief break, Dariella, so please don't go anywhere. And you guys watching us at home as well, don't go anywhere as well. We'll be back in a moment.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
So nurse, what now?
Let me explain. I'm going to put your feet in these 2-meter stands called stirrups. Your legs will be open, then I will insert my fingers into your vagina and make a check. After that, I'll insert this. When that is inside of you and open up, I can see your cervix better. Then I will use these other devices to help me remove the cells from your cervix and check for the cancer and the HPV. Just relax. It will be over very soon.
Nurse, that wasn't so bad. I thought it would have been very painful.
I am glad your first experience was a good one.
So, when will I get the results?
The results usually return in 3 weeks. You have to come back here to the health center and I will explain. If there's anything abnormal, I will make a referral to your gynecologist.
Okay. Can I get the HPV vaccine my daughter got?
No, I'm sorry, you cannot. The World Health Organization and Pan American Health Organization did a lot of research and found out after persons are sexually active, the vaccine does not work as well.
So what's the best way to prevent me from dying from this HPV?
Just what you did this morning. Early and yearly screening for the HPV virus and checking for changes in the cervix with the Pap test.
How do they know they're not sick?
I know, it's really sad. In 2014, 1 in 4 women in St. Kitts and Nevis were tested positive for one high-risk type of HPV. And in the last 10 years, the number of women with cervical cancer has increased.
See what I mean? But it's good that you could get the Pap test, the HPV vaccine, and the breast checks all at the same time.
Yes, share what you've learned with your family and friends. We in the Ministry of Health are encouraging women to come and have these tests done every year because cervical cancer can be effectively treated if detected and diagnosed early. So let's both do our part. It's time to end cervical cancer.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We have just found out some of the other interests of Dariella. Now let's find out if there were any mental challenges. So Dariella, I was talking to you during the break. Are you going to practice law?
No, my intention isn't to practice law. I would like to be a doctor. I'm not sure of which type of doctor I would like to be as yet, but I'm hoping to find out in law school because people tend to say that you might think that you know what you want to become when you finally go into the studies and maybe do some residencies, to like be put in different places, like maybe hospitals, to really be immersed in it. You would want to do something different. So that's my aim, to find out when I'm in it, immersed in it.
Listen, that's good advice because you never really know, and you're never too old to actually decide either. We're having fun doing things that we never thought we'd be doing. You're going to look at this and see Kortensia's face. So that being said, the other question is, why did you do law then if you want to do medicine?
Pardon?
Why did you study law if you know that you want to do medicine long term? What was it about law that made it interesting for you?
I always had a keen interest to the mind behind many decisions, like being made as, why is this person going to jail? Why is this person freedom? Because I always wanted to know and understand the mind behind it, so I chose to do law. And while I didn't get to go too much in depth because I only did 1 unit, I feel like I came out of law with more understanding about many different concepts. I would say I wasn't well informed about a lot of things. I didn't do many research. I really stuck to what I was being taught instead of branching out. So doing law really helped me basically gain a grasp of a lot of things, basic things that I should know about the system.
That's a very good reason. Sounds like a very good one to me.
Okay, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So what do you do for relaxation?
For relaxation, I would say just stay at home, maybe watch Netflix, read books. I would say I'm actually really guilty about not like seeking like extracurriculars in like terms of dance and stuff. I always like rejected going into it, even though I was interested, due to like fear, maybe not feeling comfortable in such like social settings. But I'm trying to break out of it and do some extracurriculars.
I don't know if you heard Kortensia just now, but when you answered her, Dariella, you're going to tell her again because she didn't hear you.
Go, girl.
I think she's rooting for you. She's
I want you to go out and experience. Nothing beats an experience. So you go out and try that dance and you'll definitely see you'll like it. The first step to breaking out. What do you say?
Pardon, is it?
I was telling you to go out and try the dance, and that'll be the first step to you breaking out. Like releasing your personality, finding out who you are. No?
Yeah, she's thinking about it, right, Dariella? You're thinking about it. All right, so tell us about the support that you received from your family and friends. What were they like during your preparation for the exam and even after the results were revealed?
Family and friends, I would say they were really supportive of me. As I said before, they knew my potential, or they know my potential more than I do. Even sometimes I may like talk down. I'll be like, no, I can't do that. They'll be like, Daniela, but you can, like, try it. So I feel like they're like there for me to like support me. So it really boosts me and gives me the confidence that I need, a confidence that I don't provide for myself. So I'm happy that at least I have persons around me that do. And especially during exam preparations, I'm quite like, I always stress myself out a lot. So like my mother, is always there to like say, or like just hug me. Maybe when I need to shed a little tear or two, she's there to wipe it off. So I really have a good support system, I would say, in terms of like people who are there for me to, help me during my exam period and after my exam period as well. And I'm also there for them in times when they need me. It's a balance.
Well, there's just one more question that we want to ask you before we let you go, Dariella, and that is, what advice would you give to anyone else who's currently studying for CXC or any other examination, since you were so successful?
I would just say to give yourself time to study for everything that you need to. Use as much resources that you possibly can, ranging from persons, books, online sources, once you're credible, of course. Just use everything that you can, put in all the time that you can, don't procrastinate, and don't stress yourself out. I'm not saying that it's not important to get the best grades, however, it isn't the end. So just try your best don't overexert yourself. Don't let the expectations of others consume you. Just do you, do what you can, work as hard as you can, and the fruits will reap once you do that.
Sounds like very good advice.
Very good advice indeed.
Kortensia. So thank you, Dariella, for sharing a little bit of your experiences with us. All of the best to you in whatever you decide to do. We are rooting for you, and we know that you'll do well.
Including dance.
Including dance. Indeed. Thank you, Dariella. More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Has anyone ever touched you here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, SKN. Ciao, bango!
You're watching Good Morning SKN.
I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Kortensia. We just spoke with Dariella Warner Ventura, and we briefly discussed choosing a career. As
youth, we are taught that before we graduate high school, we have to select one career, that one thing that we are to commit to for the rest of our lives. I hope they're not teaching that anymore. But,
I hope so.
You know, that's the thing that we were programmed to be and believe. But as expected, this is a challenge for many people, choosing that one thing. And life is a journey of becoming, and we're constantly learning more about ourselves, evolving and embracing those newly uncovered traits. Nevertheless, most of us choose a career and hope for the best. Well, today, Kortensia and I will discuss what life is like after school, or rather, what life after school is really like.
Yep.
When school is done, I'll let you know. I don't know. All right. So the talking point number one, Kortensia, is becoming an adult. That becoming. Do you remember what that experience was like for you after school?
God. It was mixed. Plenty mixed emotions. Because, you know, you're always saying, oh, I want to be 16. I want to be 16. Because you don't want to deal with your parents anymore. Right?
At 16,
you really
like
want to grow up. No, because you think when 16 come, 18 is going to come, and then you're going to be good, like 20. And then it came, and I was like such a homebody. I was introverted. Although in my mind, I'm an extrovert. So I don't know. I got a bit closed up. But then at 26, when I got my dream job and I was about to venture out, after I got the interview, I almost called back and said, don't worry, because they weren't calling my sister, because I needed somebody to go with me.
Wow.
So I wasn't, although I wanted to be an adult,
Yeah.
I was afraid of adulthood. So let's put it that way.
You were adulting slowly.
Yeah, adulting very slowly. Very, very slowly.
Oh boy. All right. I remember it was weird because 16 was the age that I finished my high school at. So I thought, you know what, I'm 16. Other people my age don't generally work. And that was the reason I went to the CFBC, because I'm like, I got 2 more years of this. I don't really want to go to work right now. I'm 16 years old. So that's what happened. And then I began working at 18. As we do in these parts. We don't generally go to school like that. So we, we begin to work first, and then you hopefully save some money, and then you go and you study, you do whatever else. But yeah, the adult thing kind of segues into the second point, which was in order to become an adult, or part of your becoming an adult was getting that first job, which you just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't my first job. That was my second job.
Really?
That was just my dream job.
So your dream job.
So my first job, I remember when I applied, it was Island Hopper. I don't know if you remember Island Hopper.
Of course I remember Island Hopper.
So I worked there. Initially, my boss said I didn't smile too much. Same kind of comments I kind of got here. I don't smile too much, and I think I do smile.
Yeah,
but,
you do.
So in that first job, I eventually became a supervisor, where I was over older people than myself. So that proves that my smiles and my progress over the years. Yep.
I like that. And we're going to see those smiles as we continue to watch Good Morning SKN. So guys, look out for that. Oh boy, number 3. Paying bills. Who likes to do that?
I know.
Do you like to do that? If you like to pay bills, let us know at Studio 327 Inc. on our social media platforms. I'm seeing some heads being shaken in the studio as to whether or not you like to pay bills. We'll find out. Some smiles too. Maybe not that much.
What about making friends outside of school?
Oh, making friends outside of school. I think that's a little harder, to be honest with you.
It is? Not to me. I guess because I'm so personable, I make friends anytime. I'm a very easy person to get along with. I learn names pretty quickly.
Okay,
That's what I tell myself. But yeah, it's easy for me to make friends, and I always find something interesting to speak about with someone. So it's very easy for me. What about you?
You see, you reminded me of that conversation that we had last week when we talked about that label of friend and who a friend is.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Because when you're in particular situations with people, particularly to school, for instance, you're meeting people from all walks of life every day. You're interacting with them. So you form close bonds because you have similar experiences. So I said it's easier that way. After school, I found that, a lot of people didn't see me a lot because, like you, I was a homebody. So I would go from location A to location B.
And then sneak back home.
And a little bit introverted. I have been known to be, well, I'm actually quite introverted. Although now I say I'm an ambivert, which is a mix of an introvert and an extrovert. But yeah, so, a little more difficult. What I can tell you, which is strange, is that, and this is a really strange thing, and I don't know why this happens. Maybe it's because I have an old soul. Older women, generally, I interact with them, and older men, generally as well. I have more meaningful conversations with them.
Yeah.
And those interactions, that's the one thing
I can attest to that as well.
Really?
Yeah. The younger generation, no offense, because we have a lot of young people around here. I don't want to get beat up.
You won't.
They're more into technology, and we're more into the things of old. So, no offense, we have to move forward with technology, but the older folks have a bit more wisdom than we have, imparting it to us so that we can share with the generation that's coming up. Yeah.
So, I'll segue just a little bit and say, when you talk about technology, the conversation, the things that you can get from interacting with people, I've been at bus stops when I see a lot of people just do this. They're looking at their devices. They're not having conversations with the people next to them. They're having conversations with the people who are, they're connecting with virtually. So young people, look up a little bit, have conversations. You never know where it can lead. All right, number 5, be responsible for yourself. Wow.
Easy. Very easy. Yeah.
What does that entail? I'm still figuring it out.
I love self-care, so I take very good care of me. So, for me, I lotion my skin several times. So there's a layer of oil, and then there's several layers of cream.
I think I saw a big bottle somewhere around here, didn't I? I'm kidding.
No.
All right. So we say reassessing society's milestones is the next one on success, achieving things at a certain age. That's true. I think a lot of young people tend to think that they have to go with the age. So by this age, they want to do this, or by that age, they want to do that. And then when it doesn't happen, it's kind of depressing, and they feel, well, I'm not as successful as somebody else. Social media also adds to that, though.
Yeah, it does. Like me, starting over now, I'm almost 40, and
no way.
I would tell anybody that there is no age to starting over. Once you want once you want what you want, you have to go and get it. And it can happen at any age. So starting over is a good thing.
Exactly. And if you guys are out there and you're younger, literally, I mean, the end of high school is a great time to start over. You're finding yourself, you're reinventing yourself. And that will happen many times, as you heard Dariella saying our advice to her as well in that interview, is that, you know, nothing is set in stone. So don't think that this is the career that you want. Just be open. You never know where things can lead.
Exactly.
And what's number 8?
Being out of the loop on cool things. Oh my God.
I'm glad that you said
that.
Oh.
I don't got no Instagram. I don't got no, I ain't got no Snapchat. All I got is WhatsApp. So that means I'm old and I'm out of the loop on things.
That you're older, you're out of the loop? That's what that means?
I guess, because it's cool things. Because the young people have Instagram, they got Snapchat, they got TikTok. I ain't know a thing about having no TikTok.
You can talk all about that if you want. They're out of the loop. I came in here the other day and I was like, do you guys know who Christopher Reeves is? Who's that? They don't know. So the definition of cool is relative. Exactly.
But I'm out of the loop on the new school. I'm so old school.
But who has time to have those, multiple social media accounts anyway? I really don't have the time.
I don't understand how they do it. Like, when the cell phone first came in, I was out of the loop with that because I refused to get a cell phone. So I got a cell phone like 5 years in.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah.
You're one of those.
So I was loop on that. So now maybe I got to get in the loop on the cool things.
Oh, we'll see. We'll find out what's cool with them. You guys will tell us at Studio 327, and we'll find out if we're cool or not. We'll wait ourselves.
We will.
All right, so we'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Everyone, stay tuned.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You're watching Good Morning SKN, and we are joined by the local event photographer and so much more in the person of Mr. Bijan Bass, I'm here noticing that he causes celestial havoc as well. So we'll find out about that. So Bijan is the founder of Stounder Creates, an edgy creative house of event photography and digital nurturers. Today, we warmly welcome him to Good Morning SKN's Expressions to learn more about your photography career and so much more. And, you know, this is just so odd for me because I'm going to give you the full disclosure here. I know all about Bijan because I was there when he was born. Bijan is my first cousin. We lived together for about 4 years. You know, those disgusting years that I won't mention on television, but that's fine. So, Kortensia, you get the first question for this guy because I'm trying to be nice today.
Okay. So, Bijan, what exactly is photography?
Photography is basically the capture of light. So everything you see around you, all those images, they're basically just light. You know, so it's just capturing moments in time and, you know, just capturing them for eternity, basically.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a photographer?
I wanted to be a photographer maybe when I was about 10 years old. Back when I was actually 7, I decided, you know, I'm going to work for myself somehow. So between 7 and 10, you know, I found a little hobby and then, you know, I really grew into it.
That's a story that I didn't hear. So tell me about the hobby. Get the backstory here, yeah.
Well, basically, you had what we used to call the snap and go cameras or the pocket cameras.
Yeah.
So they just slip into your pocket, super small. And I just used to go out and just snap everything, you know, just capture moments of people with their permission. That's all. And just, you know, your natural habitat. And it was really, I really appreciated, you know, the beauty of it all. So that's how I got here.
So do you have any of those photos to show us? The ones that you snapped before?
From 7 and 10 years old. Facebook wasn't around then, so I don't think...
There's no way to save it.
Well, I had them on SD cards, but, you know, during overtime, you know, as a kid, you lose things.
So in photography, what do you prefer, black and white or color?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I would prefer color. There's a lot of ways that you can manipulate color. Same with black and white, but I think there's a bit more dynamic range when you have color.
Just a backstory here, and I don't know if you remember it, but our grandfather had this wind-up camera. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah, he had this wind-up camera. When we went to a graduation ceremony, I cringed because he made me wind it up after every shot. It's one of those cameras.
How it works?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. I'm wondering if it passed down, you know.
I will find out about that.
I'm just teasing you. All right. So, yes, so you've done a lot of things. I've seen your photos. I was even teasing Mimi, our last co-host, about the photo that you took of her for Carnival, because you had your watermark on it, if you remember that. She said that's the only time she played Mass. What was that experience like? Because you capture a lot of events.
Yeah, Mass in particular is amazing, you know. It's very vibrant. You know, the music often plays into how I capture things. So, you know, if it's really upbeat, I'm moving left, I'm moving right, I'm jumping, I'm ducking just to get the right angle, right? So it really is, in essence, a really beautiful, beautiful career path.
I have seen you jumping. I've seen you ducking. I've seen the videos of you behind the scenes. I'm glad we don't have them here today.
So, as a photographer, who are some of the famous celebrities you would have captured?
Well, so many. They would be Patrice Roberts, Damien Jr. Gone Mali, Buja Banton, Ella May. A lot of those come in, especially for music festival. So, so many. Machel Montano, Kes the Band, and I've had even Chronics, you know, which allow me to go behind the scenes and even meet them as well. So it really doubles up as a great platform.
So you didn't have to be jumping and doing all those things to catch them, right?
Sometimes. They move at varying speeds. You know, some stand still and some really go left and right. So it's really fun.
Kortensia is a quick learner. So we're going to both haze you by the end of this interview. All right, so let's talk about that, because I know as well that you've traveled. And you've captured photos in traveling. What's the most memorable trip that you've had?
My most memorable trip would be to Anguilla. That is where I actually first met Machel Montano. And it was at Eyes Wide Shut, a summer festival that they normally have. And, you know, they had all the paraphernalia. So it was confetti, water trucks, and seeing an entertainer in that kind of element, they really bring out their best. And in them bringing out their best, it helps me to bring out my best. So I think therein would have been probably my most favorite overseas work.
Nice. I see in 2014 you were recognized and acknowledged for your work at the Independence Day ceremony. How was that?
Wow. I think that actually charted the course to where I am now. That was the first time a media company actually had taken my photos. I'll say borrow. Let's say borrow. Borrowed my photos to display. And thank you on their channel and their platforms. So after I realized that, hey, you know, if it's available and people want it and it seems good enough that they can use it, and maybe I could replicate and do it over and over. And so said, so done.
Good stuff.
Worked out.
Good stuff.
Well, we want to talk about your work very briefly on Sugar Mass 50. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see those pictures, by the way.
Oh, they're actually on the Carnival website.
Oh, they are?
SKN Carnival, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys go check them out. You might see them before I do. So what was that experience like for you?
Oh, that is
more the same, or was it a little different because of everything that was
Well,
represented?
because of COVID, you know, it's a bit closed up. But at the same time, coming together in such a team like the Sugar Mass team, you know, you're going with a real objective to, hey, we need to capture this, we need to produce this, and, you know, it really brings a sense of belonging as well. Because for photographers, we tend to act alone. So when you're integrated into a team, you know, it makes it so much more wholesome sometimes. So that was a really nice experience for me.
Oh, nice. Well, we're going to continue this discussion after the break. So more with Bijan in a moment on Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one safe. Kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll out, yeah. Cause no man's alone, do what's right, cause I love you, brother, my sister. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you, I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us, hey. I don't wanna lose you, I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
You're watching Good Morning SKN Expressions. We're speaking with local event photographer and owner of Style Jerk Creates Bijan Bass.
Burning questions that we have to ask. And we see the equipment here, but I know that Kortensia has one that she's dying to ask you, so
please.
Jack, you were first to recognize you on social media. How was that?
That was crazy. That was almost by accident. That happened when I was trying to be a rebel. When I say rebel, I went to an event that it was open, And I kind of pushed myself to the front. You know, I'm like, hey, I just got this camera, let me see what I could do. You know, and I went, I took some photos. I think the count was about 1,100 photos. Wow. I was that excited. Came up with about 5 good ones, all right? Novice. But they were good enough. I posted them, didn't think anything of it. Woke up in the morning to some DMs, personal messages from him saying he really appreciated them and, you know, send them to him. And that was my first basically celebrity experience.
Awesome. So would you say that has catapulted your career?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
Nice. Well, speaking of, let's talk about the equipment that you have here.
Okay, sure. I'll start right at the beginning.
Bit of a demo, right?
Bit of a demo. So basically, this would be your camera. What would happen is, of course, as you turn it on, as you see various buttons, but don't get confused. There's one button that takes the photo, what they call the shutter button. Right? So once you press that, once you aim it at your subject, you press it, and it would capture your image.
So you can actually do that right now?
I can.
Yeah, do it right now. I want to get these guys on camera, please. I've been telling them.
I can do it just so you can hear the shutter.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So it would go clack clack. Nice. Basically, it probably wouldn't go all the way to over, but.
I'm working with you guys. You see that?
All right. And so with the camera, of course, your attachment would be a lens. They come in various sizes, various focal lengths, and they do various things. So I can zoom in, keep the image really crisp, or I can blur the background out based on what you have attached to your camera. And your camera, the type of camera that you have plays a role in that as well. Really quickly, this would be basically some filters that you can use for protection of your lenses. And some of them have basic effects. From what I niche in, the event photography, these are star filters. So once they aim that light and light hits them, they would disperse lights into stars.
Wow.
So it creates a special effect.
This is professional grade.
No, these probably come in at probably $20 US dollars based on where you can get them. So very affordable. All right, so before I use this would be your second basic attachment really, which would be your flash. What this does is just hit some light on your subject. You can bounce it off of roofs or wherever you see fit, just to add some added light to your subject in dark areas or not well-lit areas. What happens here, you can actually attach this onto the camera.
Yeah.
And then you can take the photo from the shutter button, or you can put this anywhere else. Some of this is a transmitter. This can go onto the camera, which would trigger off your flash.
I'm going to find
it's
you.
wireless technology.
I'm going to find you, and you're going to give Kortensia and me lessons, and we're going to see who takes the better shot. That's a great session.
I will.
All right.
Who's the better shot?
Right. And then the final piece to your kit, this is a Gary Fong diffuser. And that's a special name for this one, but they are diffusers in general. So what they help to do is just balance light. So it's not too sharp on any specific area, but it creates a nice spread, so you get a nice balanced photo.
All right, so where do we find your photos, Bijan? Social media?
Social media. Those can be found on Style Jerk Creates. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or even my personal profiles at Bijan Bass, or Bijan_BBTTR.
And there's more to you, which we don't have time for, but I'll just let you say it really quickly. Entree?
Yes, Entree Collective, a talent management agency, basically the subsidiary of Style Jerk. So Style Jerk would basically do photos and media. It's the music side and the talent side.
And who are some of the people that you represent, really quickly?
4 people, that would be Isa Kamal, Ideli Napi, Rodney, and recently added Dylan Brown.
Awesome. Bijan, we want to thank you for coming by for this edition of Good Morning SKN's Expressions. Always good to see you.
Wonderful to be here.
All right, we'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
You're watching Good Morning SKN, and now it's time for us to loosen up. We just spoke with the event photographer, Bijan Bass.
As a photographer, he captures images with the use of a camera lens. Through a different art medium, painters also capture images. Though not with a lens, they do this with their brushes and color palettes. Today, as we loosen up, we will be analyzing some of the most famous paintings worldwide. Let's begin.
No pressure, right?
Plenty pressure. I'm a personal Picasso, not a Picasso.
Gosh.
Picasso.
So the first one that we have to look at is called Girl with a Pearl Earring.
Oh.
So it's a 1665 oil painting by Dutch Golden Age painter Johannes Vermeer. And I'm supposed to analyze this. How about I just tell you what I think about it?
Yes, please do. Because I'm trying to tell me, what do you think of this?
Very lifelike. I feel as if
she's looking at you.
Yeah, she's looking at me, and I can see that it's an actual person that, you know, is being captured. I love the colors, the fluidity of the jacket. You know, how he captures the light.
Kind of looks like a kimono because she kind of looks like she's from an Asian descent. Don't you think?
I don't know about that. Dutch, maybe not. Maybe not. But look at how the light reflects on the earrings, and it looks so lifelike.
I know, the one piece,
and
the pearl.
She's just juxtaposed, you know, or against the black background right there.
It actually looks like a picture that was taken with a camera and not something that was painted, so it looks really good.
That's what I was thinking. Absolutely right. Good eye, Kortensia.
Really, really good.
All right, so number 2 is The Wanderer Above the Sea Fog. It's also known as The Wanderer Above the Mist, or Mountaineer in a Misty Landscape. So let's take a look at that painting. Oh, whoa. Apparently it's an oil painting, circa 1880, done by the German artist Caspar David Friedrich. I love that one.
It looks like a flood. It looks like snow.
Yeah, it's mysterious.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like about it. I like the fact that I can't see all of the details, and so it makes me wonder what's beyond it.
Yeah, and the guy actually looks like a general.
Yeah.
Yeah, just how he stands.
Wow. Okay, Picasso, let's go. Picasso, number 3.
Cafe Terrace, At night, an 1888 oil painting by Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh.
Well, that's a name that I think all of us would know.
Yeah, all of us would know. Van Gogh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm thinking nightlife. Yeah.
What does it remind you of?
I'm thinking nightlife, honestly. So definitely Cafe Terrace at night. That's why it is dubbed that. What does it remind me of?
Yeah. Have you been somewhere that it would...
I've never been to France or anything, but it does remind me of what I've seen in movies. Those quaint places, those streets that you don't necessarily have cars on, but you walk, the cobblestone is there, and you just sit on the side and you have your little cup of coffee.
Well, I've had the pleasure of going to France, so it does look like something that I would have seen in Paris. Yeah.
So I got that right.
Huh?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it does look like that. It even looks like the old streets of Old San Juan in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we have another one. Hey. All right.
The Sleeping Gypsy, an 1897 oil painting by French naive artist Henri Rousseau, is a fantastical depiction of a lion musing over a sleeping woman on a moonlit night. Don't.
Wow, a
Play
lion
dead. Play
musing
dead.
over.
Play dead.
The level of creativity here.
Exactly.
I love the fact that it's a black woman.
Well, in honor of Black History Month, yep. Even the lion is representing for Black History
love
Month.
that.
He's not yellow, he's black.
Yeah, I love that. You guys are killing me.
Yeah, but
Good eye.
he probably thinks she's dead, and he's probably, or maybe not. Maybe he's checking for a pulse. How about that? Smart lion.
This is so very interesting to me because I see so many different elements. I see like that multicolored coat, which again makes her look even more attractive.
Yep.
And then I also see I don't know what that is, that instrument next to a vase. It's like she was doing something. It's almost as if she was engaging in some sort of activity before the
She
lion
fell
came.
asleep. Yeah, and she's just plain dead.
Or was she the lion tamer? Because there's a staff in her hand, so I really don't know.
Oh, and look at her locks, same color as Mimi's.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, almost. I think hers are less red. But yeah, this is interesting. All right, and then we look at the fifth one. I think this is our final painting. The Son of Man, a 1964 painting by the Belgian surrealist painter René, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Magritte.
The names. Ooh. Oh.
Son of Man? Oh, okay. Was he, Son of Man. So there's fruit in the middle of his face.
I'm wondering, this fruit, to me, it's giving me Garden of Eden vibes.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah, but that's how it looks.
Yeah. It does, though.
Like the
Son
fruit
of Man.
has blinded his vision.
I love what you're seeing. Go with it.
Yeah.
Anything else that you see? The fruit has blinded his vision.
Yeah.
So he cannot see. Interesting.
Where he's going.
Is it that, if I can look at it that way, okay, so it's blinded his vision. It's literally covered his face, so his identity is not what it was. Does he
Or
even
not
know
what-
who he is anymore?
Oh, wow.
Because he can't really see.
See, Garden of Eden
himself.
vibes.
Yeah,
They
it's a little
forgot
bit,
who
yeah.
they were. They became someone else. So, yeah.
This is really interesting. I think we can continue this discussion a little bit because it makes me wonder now if the painter was trying to capture, or perhaps would have been even open to an interpretation where we're saying that literally because of the change in the identity, people are walking around and their souls are literally like they're walking around as shells.
Yeah. They're not sure who they are.
Yeah, literally speaking.
Wow.
It's kind of interesting. I think that one speaks to me the most. How about you?
No, the lady with the lion.
The lady with the lion?
Yeah.
What do you like about the lady with the lion?
I like the fact that it's colorful, first off. As I said before, it represents my ethnicity, our ethnicity, as a matter of fact. And the fact that she's probably trying to outsmart the lion, and the lion is probably trying to outsmart her by standing there quiet until she thinks it's gone, and she wakes up and somebody gets somebody.
Somebody. Great test. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go to a break. We'll be back in a moment to continue more of Good Morning SKN. So see you soon.
I am Lucille Pemberton Vaughan. I am health educator and counselor in the National AIDS Secretariat within the Ministry of Health. We have launched Operation Safe Streets, Safe Streets, and this is done in collaboration with the Traffic Department. Everybody should be tested and know his or her status. You cannot have your status and not know your partner's status. Initially, when one gets infected, there are no real symptoms. However, during that period, within the first 6 months, some persons show signs like flu-like symptoms. Presently, there is no known cure. However, there is treatment, antiretroviral treatment. This treatment actually keeps the virus in check and prevents it from causing havoc on the immune system. HIV and AIDS can be transmitted to 3 main ways. Mother to child transmission, meaning that when someone is pregnant, that mother could pass it on to her baby in utero, and also during labor and by breastfeeding. Infected blood products like sharing needles and if you have blood transfusion, and finally unprotected sex with someone who is infected. How could this be prevented? Simple as ABC. A, abstinence. Abstinence is still an option. B, be faithful. If you have one partner, stay with that partner. And then third, and I think most importantly, is condom use. The C is consistent, correct condom use. So we are encouraging the public to come and get tested. The test is free, it's confidential, it's reliable.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day when it comes, everybody.
I want to wish everyone happy Valentine's Day when it comes, and remember to protect yourself.
I would like to wish the general public a happy Valentine's Day. Love is protective, so protect yourself and protect others.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
You're watching Good Morning SKN. We spoke earlier with Dariella Warner-Ventura about choosing a career. We also discussed how difficult it is to narrow down to one field that we're willing to dedicate our lives to for the rest of our lives. For some of us who have multiple passions and still manage to select a career path, sometimes the other passions are neglected.
Well, allow us to introduce to you Adrian Scantlebury. Though he is a lawyer by profession, Adrian manages to effortlessly strike a balance between his career and his passion projects. Adrian Scantlebury is the owner of the Scantlebury Law Firm that offers its clients deep knowledge and rich experience across various industries and disciplines. He is also a gifted saxophonist and a community philanthropist as an active member of the Rotary Club of Liamega, and to add to the mix, he is also a family man. Today, we warmly welcome Mr. Adrian Scantlebury to Good Morning SKN to explain how he balances all of those pursuits.
Good morning.
Hey,
Thank you for having me here.
That sounds like you're going to be in the hot seat.
Yes, I'm really happy to be here this morning. And before we get into the meat of the interview, I just want to commend everyone here at Studio 327, you good hosts and hostess at the Good Morning Show. It's an amazing show. I'm amazed by how you all have been able to gather so many interesting persons to be interviewed. It has really given insight to me in terms of what St. Kitts and Nevis has to offer, and I'm very proud of everything that's being done here. I have to also recognize all the young persons who are behind the scenes. They are really the backbone here. So I'd say good job to all of you, Studio 327 and your good selves.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
All right, so in your introduction, we mentioned that there were so many things about you, and I did say that you were going to be in the hot seat because it seemed like we were going to ask you to explain how you balance all of these different activities. How do you find the time, first of all, to manage all of these different interests?
Well, firstly, it starts with my understanding of time, because it's not as though I am doing everything every day at the same time. I understand the importance of seasons. There's a time and place for everything under the sun. So when I look at what I want to achieve, I look at it on the basis of a daily analysis, then weekly, then yearly, and then I think to myself, when I'm 70 and I have no teeth in my mouth, I want to be able to look back and say, oh boy, I did all those things back in those days and have reflection. So what's important is what pays the bills. So work comes first. So you would imagine that will take up most of the time in any given day. Every day I try to, outside of work, before and after work, I try to do some form of exercise. In the morning, that's designated to cardio. I also try to do some devotion too. And in the evening, some gym time to try to build some muscles.
I like that. You say try to.
I've been trying.
Alrighty, so all of your interests connect somehow. Do they give you some positive energy?
I think how they connect. If there's a common thread among all my interests, I'll have to say it's my desire to be able to do everything. Now, sometimes that desire is natural, like I'm naturally drawn to some things. And then there are other times that desire is forced upon me. For instance, I have a car and mechanics want to cut style on me and they don't want to come and do the work or whatever. So I say, no, you don't want to do the work? I'm going to be my own mechanic. So those are some instances where an interest is thrusted upon me. Now, having been able to accomplish what I've accomplished, and every different thing that I've done, it gives me a feeling of euphoria. Like, I did it. And that keeps me going.
I have to ask, does your car work after you try to fix it?
Oh, of course. You know, there's YouTube, so I just go there and figure it out.
I was going to say, what do you expect him to say? All right, so let's talk a little bit about your interest in law. You are a practicing attorney. How long have you been practicing law, and what about the law appealed to you initially, and what continues to appeal to you now?
I've been practicing law for a little over 17 years. I'm admitted to practice in Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, and also New York. I chose law. When you hear this story, you might wonder if law chose me. Sometime around towards the end of Form 3 in secondary school, we used to have a series of career guidance sessions. And in these sessions, they used to try to match personality types with career paths. And after everything was said and done, my personality, of all the careers that fell into the group that matched my passions or at least personality, law stood at the apex of that group of careers. So that's what I chose. And I have never looked back since, and I find it to be very rewarding. It's a decision that I have never regretted. I even inspired my youngest sister, Sophia, to become an attorney as well. She got admitted in Trinidad 2 years ago and in St. Kitts last year.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, we have to take a very brief commercial break, but we will be back to talk about everything Adrian Scanterbury that we're permitted to talk about, including, hopefully, Scants TV. So more with Adrian Scanterbury in a moment. Stay tuned.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I
Just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are talking with lawyer Adrian Scantlebury to find out how he does it, balancing several passions. Now, before the break, I found a very interesting question that I must ask. Your law firm business card quotes Proverbs 11 and 14, which says, "Where there is no counsel, the people fall." What are the forms of counsel that Scantlebury Law Firm focuses on, and what about that particular scripture resonates with you?
Okay. Well, we are largely a full-service firm. We specialize in areas such as contract drafting, enforcement of contracts. So if someone doesn't want to stick to the end of the bargain, we enforce that. Debt collection, landlord and tenant disputes, company formation, and much more. All that information is on our website, which I designed myself.
Look at you.
Wow. Yes. In terms of the scripture, about 3 years before I decided to open the firm, I was reading the Bible and I came across that scripture and I said, one day when I open my firm, that's going to be on the letterhead.
Speaking it.
You know, so I had it there preserved, and that's what that was about. Now, that means something very important to me because I find that in the course of practice, sometimes clients would come to me, and by the time they've arrived, it's like a hard case to win because of simple things that they didn't do beforehand. That kind of makes it an uphill climb to really succeed. In some cases, the door of justice could be entirely shut from them simply because they didn't know certain simple facts. So for instance, what people need to know just generally is that time is very important. In law, we have things like something called a limitation period. There are different limitation periods for different types of cases or matters, we could say. The one generally for civil matters, it's 6 years. For some matters in the magistrate court, it's 6 months. And generally, if you have a case against the government, it's also 6 months that you have to sue. If you don't sue within that period of time, you're statute barred. You've probably heard about that. So what I recommend is that people they contact an attorney as soon as possible, and don't allow negotiations to distract you from a deadline, because sometimes people, let's negotiate, I'm coming back to you, and meanwhile they're probably watching the clock. They're saying, tomorrow is the deadline, and drag it out, and then we no longer want to negotiate. And then you go to an attorney, try to file a case, and you realize that you're bad.
Problems.
Another important thing that I think people need to know is that you need to have evidence for matters in court. Okay. So if you have an agreement with someone, make sure you have it in writing. I would say don't trust anyone. People coax you into thinking, oh man, we're friends and what have you, and man, we don't need to sign that, you don't need a receipt for this. I say get your evidence and make sure you store it somewhere safe. Don't keep things on your phone only. I've heard too many cases of people, my phone crashed and it fell into the sea, and something like that. Email things to yourself. And lastly, I would say get an attorney when you have a court matter. It will really help, because remember, the court system is largely adversarial. You don't want to. It helps.
When we invited you onto the show, we should have asked you to bring your saxophone.
I guess that's in a custom hole somewhere.
No, that was very good. How long did it take you to play like that?
I would have to say, it's not a clear answer. I would say not long at all, but there's a bit of a history to it, if I could share it. I guess I'd have to say that I'm God-gifted. I think it's a God-given talent, because when I was around 4 years old, I remember I used to peer through the window of the music room and look at the elder students play the recorder. And the first time when I got my recorder, which was a little after 4 going on to 5, I was able to immediately play all the songs that these elder kids used to play. So I continued playing the recorder up until around age 15. During that period of time, I dabbled with the steel pan and the quattro. And I also did music classes with piano. At the age of 15, I attended a Pathfinder camporee. And there I saw the street band, the music band, comprising persons who I went to school with. So they sounded really good, and I wanted in on the action. But I couldn't play my soft little recorder in a big band with horns and trombone and drums and so on. So I told my mother, hey mom, I want a saxophone. And Kenny G was trending at the time, so I asked for a soprano saxophone. My mother asked a man who we knew who plays saxophone, hey, how much for a soprano saxophone? He laughed at her and said, man, you can't afford a soprano saxophone. Well, the rest is history. I remember clearly it was the 14th of November 1996. My mother brought home the brand new saxophone, And after I spent about 2 hours trying to figure out how to set up the mouthpiece, I was immediately able to play the saxophone. I even played the song that he used to play in tribute to his encouragement for me getting the saxophone. So I would say that the years spent playing recorder helped me to transition smoothly into playing the saxophone. And of course, once I started playing saxophone, I got better over time.
Well, you're definitely good indeed, and I saw the guitar there as well. So again, we have to have you back with your musical instruments this time, and Kortensia will sing backup.
All right.
All right, that being said, we are going to take a very short break, but you're not going anywhere just yet. You're going to be with us in the next segment, so stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back in a moment.
So you mentioned something about a lump.
Babe, I just felt something on the left side of your breast. Tell me if you feel it.
Do you do your self-breast examinations monthly?
No, I don't.
Well, women are supposed to examine their breasts once monthly. Let me show you how. When at home, you can check while standing in the shower or while lying down. Simply place a pillow under your right shoulder and your right arm behind your head. Using your left hand, move the pads of your fingers around your right breast, gently covering the entire breast area and armpit. Use light, medium, and firm pressure. Squeeze the nipple and check for discharge and lumps. I did find a lump in the upper left breast. I am not sure what this means. Therefore, I need to refer you to the DMO, or you can see your private physician. The doctor is going to examine you and recommend an ultrasound or a mammogram. Listen, not every lump is cancer. 80 to 85% of the time, the lumps found are benign. That means they are non-cancerous. Lumps in the female breast or armpit can be non-cancerous tissue growth or fluid buildup, or a number of things that can present themselves at various times. But sometimes it's a sign of cancer. That is why I am referring you to see the doctor.
Okay, nurse. Thanks for your help.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. So it's the time that everyone loves on Good Morning SKN. It's game time, Kortensia.
Indeed.
I told you I would be hazing
Winner
you
right
today.
here. Winner right here.
Do you sense the competition? Can you guys feel it already? Okay, so today we'll be playing Song Association with Mr. Adrian Scantleberry, and here's how this works. We have different words in that bowl, and we have 10 seconds to sing a song lyric that includes the word that we select from that bowl. So for each correct one, we get a point. So are you guys ready to play?
I am.
Yes, I am.
All right, so you're the guest. You go first.
Oh, I go first.
No pressure.
Big money, big money. All right, let's go. Let's go. So mother is the word, and I'm going to sing, Mother, I know you are do.
But isn't that mama?
Is mama?
Yeah, it's mama. It's mama.
Not mother.
As mother?
It's mama.
It's the same thing.
If you had kept it, I would have probably thought it was an ABBA song or something. I would have given it to you.
There is also... No,
You got 10 seconds.
Eminem didn't say mama either.
What did he say?
He said mama.
But that's mother.
M is for the million things she does for me. O is for the only... I can't remember the song, but you know song.
I know. Yeah, we'll give you that one.
Yes, okay, I second that one.
We'll give you points for creativity.
Watch and learn, fellas.
Okay.
Oh, my word is only. You're the only one for me. I don't even know if it's a song. But you're the only one I see.
Original songs don't count, Kortensia.
I think she's making up this one.
She is making up this one.
I couldn't figure a song. I couldn't figure a
Hand
song.
me the bowl for a second, please. Let's see if I have, I don't know, good energy here. We'll find out. We will find out. Oh.
Let's see what you got. Oh, my God.
How am I going to get this one? Late.
Late?
It's not even lately. All right, maybe that can work.
Lately. But it's late.
I'm done. Yeah, but late is a part of lately, so technically.
So you could just pause. So, have I told you late?
No, it's late. It's late. It's just
Good one,
late.
good one. Okay, so the score is 0-0-0.
Zero.
You were
So
sure.
0-0-0. Okay.
Three-way tie.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Kortensia, you're doing very well.
I'm a win. Ooh. Got an easy one.
You're my baby.
Ooh, you're my baby.
Ooh.
You're my baby. So that's one for me.
With a little help from me, so I have to get half of your points.
Oh, you're doing backup. Okay.
Yeah. Mine is forever. It's you and me moving at the speed of light into eternity. Chris Brown, forever. Oh,
Wow.
And ever.
I like how you switched it up, you know. You just went
And ever. But that's the
to the other
song.
genre. No, but I love that. I
It
love
could
that
be
you brought it
me,
forward.
me and you on the dance floor forever.
There you go.
Boy, I don't know if I'm getting bad luck because you're holding the bull, you know. I don't know.
Why am I being blamed? Why am I?
Oh, sorry, I picked two, so I'll give you that one back. Yeah. I don't want to cheat, you know. Trying to be fair here. Oh my gosh, really? Passion. What happened to words like love, people? All right, passion. I pass. I'm sorry. I can't even make this one up. Passion? No.
So that's 1-1-0.
Yes.
Let's see. Big. I can't sing this one. It's a Jamaican. It's a Jamaican. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Big. But I know that song, but I can't sing it here.
I got you.
Big. What other song I can sing that has big in it?
You guys are killing us, by the way.
Yes.
With these words.
I can't think of anything. I pass on this one.
All right.
Kortensia, this is your time to steal. No pressure.
Oh my God. Okay, dog.
Dog.
I'm just a lucky dog. Wee. I'm just a lucky dog.
Is that Sesame Street?
Yes, it's a song. It's a song.
Because I know I'm a dog, I'm a working dog, I'm a working dog. That's Sesame Street.
Can I say conversation is so much fun. You guys have no idea. Oh my gosh.
Well, that one should be easy.
I'm not as lyrically gifted as I thought.
That
So
one should
this
be
is quite a humbling
easy.
experience. You know? Deep is the word.
That's an easy one. Easy. Come on. Easy. Big song. Easy. Come on, I'm giving you a point here.
As deep as the ocean is wide. I have no idea. I made that up, but it doesn't count. Give me your best version of deep.
I can take you to church. Deep and wide.
Oh, gosh.
Deep and wide. There's a fountain flowing deep and wide.
And I could take you to England. We could have had it all.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling in the deep.
Okay, you got it. I don't know where my head was at. Okay, you go again. We got time still for another round. I'm getting schooled here today, by the way.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Oh, you got the mama in.
I never meant to hurt you. I never make you cry. But tonight, I'm cleaning up my closet.
This is unfair. You guys didn't tell me she was so good.
Hate. I hate you so much right now. Ah, Khalees. You don't know that one? Yes, it's a good song. I can't believe nobody knows that.
I realize what you're doing there. You are actually giving our executive producer some ideas for what they're going to do to us in the next few months. You have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, let me see that bowl, please.
Yes, it's your turn.
Oh, the looks of joy on her face right now.
Don't say the words.
Don't say the word? No, man. The word is crazy. And I literally have nothing. I'm going to remember this tomorrow, right? I'm going to be like, I know all these words. I literally have nothing. What's your best
so
one?
crazy right now.
Yep.
Your love's got me.
I don't know where my head is at. Beyonce.
Exactly.
Crazy in love.
Crazy in love.
Okay.
Guys, I'm getting all of Jamie's points.
Yes,
Remember.
she is. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah. You realize this game has merged into Name That Tune, right? You sing the lyric, you name the tune.
Yep.
This hurts, I tell you, so just shut up and let me go.
She's a boss, you know. You're a boss, Kortensia. You're a boss. Kortensia is a boss. I got the okay, let me see.
So I guess there's one round after this one.
Yeah, because we got...
Redeem yourself.
Oh, we know this is the last one. Can I...
What did you get?
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
And all I can think of is dangerous. And I feel like there's a song that goes like that.
Yeah, that's the song.
There is a song. Okay,
that's the song.
Wow, Redemption. Redemption. I still got schools, but it's Redemption.
But who sang the song?
That's the next game that we're gonna play.
That's
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
I think it's but dangerous. No. That girl is so dangerous.
Yeah, but that is not Michael Jackson. That's Akon and Cardinal Official.
Boy.
Dangerous, that girl is so dangerous. That girl is a bad girl.
No, I think there's Michael Jackson, Dangerous, as well.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, I mean he's doing the moonwalk thing.
Nah, I don't know that one.
But here we got the scores. So Adrian, you're in at 3 points. Maybe I should have gone from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go this way. So humiliating score of 1 goes to me, right?
You did well.
Yeah. I should have done my homework on you. All right. With 3 points, Adrian, you're coming in at 3 points, and Kortensia ekes out a win with 4 points.
All right.
Told y'all I'll be the winner.
Great. All right. So hey, I'm going to be licking my wounds as we go to a break. I'll come back with a smile. But Adrian, I do want to thank you for stopping by, having some fun with us on Good Morning SKN. Indeed, it was a pleasure to see you. The sax, and yeah, we're going to be singing
or the bass
sometimes
guitar, or the piano, or the guitar, or the recorder.
The recorder, yeah. And we're going to put it on Scants TV too. Scants TV, guys. Scants TV. All right. So we'll see you on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
I am Lucille Pemberton Vaughan. I am health educator and counselor in the National AIDS Secretariat within the Ministry of Health. We have launched Operation Safe Streets, Safe Sheets, and this is done in collaboration with the traffic department. Everybody should be tested and know his or her status. You cannot have your status and not know your partner's status. Initially, when one gets infected, there are no real symptoms. However, during that period, within the first 6 months, some persons show signs like flu-like symptoms. Presently, there is no known cure. However, there's treatment, antiretroviral treatment. This treatment actually keeps the virus in check and prevents it from causing havoc on the immune system. HIV and AIDS can be transmitted to three main ways. Mother to child transmission, meaning that when someone is pregnant, that mother could pass it on to her baby in utero, and also during labor and by breastfeeding. Infected blood products like sharing needles and if you have blood transfusion, and finally unprotected sex with someone who is infected. How could this be prevented? Simple as ABC. A, abstinence. Abstinence is still an option. B, be faithful. If you have one partner, stay with that partner. And then third, and I think most importantly, is condom use. The C is consistent, correct condom use. So we are encouraging the public to come and get tested. The test is free, it's confidential, it's reliable.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day when it comes, everybody.
I want to wish everyone happy Valentine's Day when it comes, and remember to protect yourself.
I would like to wish the general public a happy Valentine's Day. Love is protective, so protect yourself and protect others.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, "One man can be a crucial ingredient on a team, but one man cannot make a team. Volleyball is a team sport where the net separates two teams of 6 players. Each team tries to score points by grounding a ball on the court of the other, on the other team's court." Sorry.
The St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Volleyball Association, SCAVA, was formed in 1984 and delivers the message of dedication and hard work among its players. The ultimate goal of SCAVA is to develop the sport in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and provide a medium for future volleyball players. To find out more about this, we welcome Sinclair Hodge, Treasurer and Beach Volleyball Coordinator, and Richard Swan, Coach, to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome,
Good morning.
guys.
Pleasure to have you guys here with us.
Good morning. Great to be here.
All right, so in 1984, the stars seemed to align somewhat to have SCAVA begin as an organization. What can you tell us about that? And who were some of the founding members?
Well, I was 2 back then. But the first president was Mr. Ian Ferguson, and then he was followed by Wilmot Roberts, and then followed by Mr. Glenn Quinlan, who is now the current president. So he's been serving for some time now. Testimony of his abilities and his vision for St. Kitts Amateur Volleyball Association.
What is the training involved? Because I know, we know each other. I mean, we're the same age.
Yes.
And there are other ties there which we won't mention.
Yes.
Yes. But, you know, what's involved in the training of volleyball? I know that you've played for a very long time as well.
Yes. What I'll do, I'll give you my version, and then I'll give you Coach Rick's version. Now, Coach Rick is from the US of A, and he's here helping us with some coaching. But with regards to volleyball training, now it's very physical. However, volleyball is probably 90% mental and 10% physical. So we have a lot of physical preparations in terms of aerobics, weight training in some instances, a lot of physical repetition and technical repetition. So we try as much as possible to develop the fundamentals of the sport so that when you get to a higher level at a fast pace, you're able to sustain.
Coach?
There's a lot that goes into practice and preparing for competition. So it's a full-time commitment. And, you know, we try to train, you know, the men's teams, you know, 3 or 4 days a week, as well as the women's teams 3 or 4 days a week. So it takes a lot of preparation and get out there 2 or 3 hours a day when you do train. And it can be very taxing on the body as well, like Penny mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of dedication, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, Scala has been training and hosting tournaments at the Marriott Dome since 2005. How much resources and effort does this involve, and were they tournaments before 2005?
There were tournaments before 2005, just not at the Marriott Dome. Okay. Now, we used to play at the Netball City. So when the Dome is not available, we play at Netball City. So we've hosted a couple of tournaments there, Leeward Island Championships there, where we actually won. The females won 1 year, the males won another year. So we were quite successful. But since we hit the Dome, we've also hosted, I think, 3 other tournaments. It's a major undertaking. We have to coordinate all of the teams coming in, make sure that they're in their rooms, they have their rooms to stay, make sure they have their practice times before the tournaments, and make sure you set up the tournament schedule so they know when they have to play, what times, and then which teams play. Once that is ongoing, then depends on who wins or who loses, then you have the tournament director and his team kicks in saying, okay, well, 1 play 2, 2 play 4, and who wins moves on to the quarterfinals, so you have that type of logistics. Now it's a little bit more in detail because we have a VIS system where you now upload the scores online, and everything is in real time on the International Volleyball website.
Ooh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All right, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the prospect of Scava finding its own home. That ongoing quest, it seems.
Yeah. We have been trying for some time to see if we could acquire our own home. It's good that we've been collaborating with other sport. Netball, we are indebted to netball. We've collaborated with basketball. But it would be really, really nice if we can find our own place where we can actually have consistent camps. The Marriott has been gracious to us, but we've had to, vacate for other events and then come back in. So it could be disruptive at times, but nonetheless, we are appreciative. So, we're going to do our best, reach out to the stakeholders who can make it happen and see if we can acquire our own.
Coach, I do have to ask you, what has your experience been like working with the team so far?
It's been fantastic. There's so much talent here on the island, a ton of athletic ability, and the youth really want to learn. They're so open to learning, and they want to work hard, and they want to get better. And I think if they could be in the gym 24/7, they'd be there every day, every night playing.
Oh, yeah.
Given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm.
So we see both male and female teams are ECVAS champions. What are some of the other achievements of your association?
So that is Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association.
Okay,
so ECVA championships.
Okay.
That's on the indoor. Now, volleyball has two disciplines. So we have the indoor version and we have the beach version.
Okay.
Some of our accomplishments go way back. You had persons like Brenda Allen, Antoinette Henry, Andrea Liebert. Those girls, brought home Leeward Island Championship trophies. The guys brought home OACS Championship trophies on the indoor. But then we hit the sand approximately around 2006. That was our first opportunity to play in a beach tournament. And it was myself and my teammate, Sean Seabrooks, like my brother. We first went to Colombia for the Central American and Caribbean Games. We qualified for there. It was an experience because it was our very first time on the sand. So we got, as we say locally, a lot of blows. But, from that point forward, we started getting help from the regional confederation who sent coaches, and we started learning the game a lot more and passing the game down to the younger generation. Since then, we've been to Australia for Commonwealth Games. We've been to Colombia twice for CSC Games, Puerto Rico CSC Games, El Salvador, Santo Domingo, Grand Cayman for Norseca Beach Tour. So we've been literally around the world. And this year, we are trying our best to qualify for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. Now that's in July. So far, we are ahead in points, but there's a cutoff point at the end of March. So at the end of March, they'll officially say who's made it in.
All right. You're making me wish that I played volleyball so that I can get to see the world.
Oh, yeah.
You would probably get that chance. We'll be back in a moment to continue this discussion. More Good Morning SKN, everyone.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're joined by members of the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Volleyball Association, St. Clair Hodge and Richard Swan. And I understand that we have a bit of a demo. So I get to play volleyball. I might not get on a plane right after, but I'm getting to play volleyball.
All right, so what we're going to do, Coach Rick and I are going to show you the fundamentals of two of the basic functions, which is underhand pass and overhand pass. And then we're going to have you guys try it. So, Coach, you step there. First thing first is, how to place your hands. And when you're taught first, you're taught to open, palms to the sky, cross them in each other, thumbs side by side. So once the thumbs are side by side, you're getting there.
You're struggling?
Yeah.
Then you just extend the arms and lock the elbows. So this is your basic passing platform. We call it a platform. So this is how you would actually hit the ball. So I'm going to toss a ball to Coach Rick, and he's going to pass it back to me.
Shouldn't I toss the ball to you? Since I'm the coach.
I got away.
We'll let him demonstrate.
All right, so. I notice while passing, my legs are bent.
Yes.
So my legs do most of the work, and my arms are just like a paddleboard. So my legs are what go down and come up to give that ball that spring.
Wow.
So you're literally in a sitting position, and you're kind of just going down and up and down and up. So if you have bad knees, I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. But we can try. Let's try something. Jamie, you want to go first?
Yeah, let Jamie go first since Jamie
So
has
let's make that
aspirations to
platform.
play.
Let's go. There.
Good. Lock the elbows.
Yep.
And...
Bend the knees. That's good, yeah.
He ready.
All right. So, Kortensia, let's go.
First off, I gotta get my hand right.
Yeah. Good.
Is it?
So, go straight ahead.
Straight.
Lock the elbows.
Oh my
Lock them
God.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay, got you. You're good. So let's go. I'm gonna toss. All right.
That.
All right.
I wasn't ready.
One more. All right. Okay, we'll keep that going.
I need more practice.
The last one is just overhead, and literally, how we get that done? You form a triangle on the ball. You go up with it, and you do that. So it's overhead pass. So try. From that triangle on the ball.
Told you I was hazy today.
And you just push above your head.
Push. Nice. You got it.
My triangle is not staying up.
All right. So that's not bad.
See? So it's triangle. So
Yes. Triangle and push above your head.
push above my head.
All right. So that's actually good because the trajectory is actually going forward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you got it.
There you go. All right. So we want to thank you guys for coming and, of course, giving us this demonstration. Like I said, I won't get on a plane anytime soon. But I'm wishing you all the best for everything that you've planned. And again, those of you who are joining us today, thank you for watching Good Morning SKN. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and even TikTok at Studio 327 Inc. Like and subscribe and follow us, and Kortensia will tell you what else to do.
Leave us a comment and tell us what topics and guests you'd like to see next. We will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. on Good Morning SKN.
Bye.